So I've been thinking a lot about the future lately, not the technological future, the human one, because something is shifting, something important, something we cannot afford to ignore. And it comes down to this simple truth. The leaders who thrive in the future will not be the most efficient. They'll be the most integrated, the most whole, the most fully alive. Let me tell you why. One of the most fascinating patterns that I've noticed is this. Many people who are building our digital worlds, the executives, engineers, and innovators, intentionally limit their own children's access to the technology. They created the tool, yes, but they don't want those tools raising their kids. They emphasize slow dinners, long conversations, imagination, boredom, curiosity. They encourage drawing, music, nature, philosophy, creativity, all the parts of human beings that can't be optimized or automated. And then when they're asked why, many say something like this: because the inner world matters more than the outer tools. Think about that. If the people who are building the future are fiercely protecting their children's humanity, what does that say about what we need to do to cultivate in ourselves? A few years ago, I stumbled into a truth that changed everything for me. For a long time, I identified as a coach. I studied presence, emotional intelligence, identity, reinvention. I built programs, I wrote frameworks, I created systems to help women grow. But then I started painting again. It wasn't strategic, it wasn't planned, it was simply a way to breathe. And something surprising happened. People responded to my art faster and more deeply than they ever responded to my coaching offers. They didn't need me to explain anything. They didn't need a curriculum. They didn't need a strategy session. They just felt instantly. And I realized something profound. My art was speaking in a visual language that bypassed the mind, went straight to the intuition, to the body, to the emotional truth. And here is where the twist is that I didn't expect. Everything that made me a good coach: presence, attunement, emotional honesty, courage, the ability to hold paradox, that's what made me a powerful artist. The integration of my inner world is what created the outer impact. The wholeness I cultivated became the energy people responded to. And it was at that moment I understood that leadership is not about the tools you use. Leadership is about the depth you can hold. It's your humanity, your aliveness, your integration. We're standing at a crossroads. On one side, people are becoming more efficient, but less alive, more productive, but less connected, more optimized, but more hollow. They're moving through the world grayscale. On the other side, humans are choosing integration, reawakening their intuition, expanding their emotional capacity, reclaiming their creativity, embodiment, presence, truth. Their lives look like full color, textured, vibrant, and whole. And this is where the future of leadership lies. Not in the people who automate everything, but in the people who remain deeply human. AIs can analyze, AIs can replicate, AIs can produce, but AIs cannot be whole. Wholeness, integration, aliveness, that's our competitive advantage. That's our calling. That's our responsibility. If you're listening to this and you're feeling the tug, the in-between, the unraveling, the readiness for a fuller version of yourself, if you feel like parts of you are waking up, or that the life you built no longer fits, or if something truer is trying to emerge, there is a place where we do this work. It's intimate, it's creative, it's embodied, it's personal, and it's transformational. It's in the reinvention studio. It's the ether. It's the space where you return to yourself to rebuild the life from the inside out. Because the future will follow the ones who are whole, the ones who are integrated, the ones who are fully, vibrantly, courageously alive. And that can be you.